With machine vision as both a point of contact between AI and its worlds, and as a trace reserved for us to imagine and even present what AI is, we discovered that the most realistic depiction may be bracingly abstract, just as what is depicted is itself a process of abstraction. So the abstraction is realistic.
I think like the environment it has created amongst me and my collaborators has been very additive, just for sure, in abstract ways and in very specific ways.
Abstraction in this sense is a reduction of a condition to a form.
This is a distinct form of writing.
Brent Cooper, a Metamodern superstar / controversial rap battler.
We kick off with Manifesting Mass Metanoia, Doing Change in Trying Times by Brent Cooper. This is the kind of quasi-evangelical, in some ways, piece. It's written in a very high-octane manner, really, repent for the kingdom of heaven is at large kind of spirit. It's like, what are you waiting for? Like, the world is falling apart.
Oh, I get the impression that he has extremely high work ethic in the Metamodern movement. Hey! Abstract, what's up? And he's really faithful to the subject matter.
Let's work, Brent. Let's get to work. Hit the top sales, raise the mizzen mast. That man is playing Gallagher. How did nobody notice?
You may be wondering how I got here. Why, I took the Metaxi cab, of course.
Meta theory madness.
What you are now seeing is me creating the final piece of the abstract that was accepted by this conference.
Synthesizing the ideas from 15 previously created abstracts on Metamodernism.
I like this. Operationalizing Metamodernism.
I'll take it. These accelerations of AI are even giving the CEO of Google whiplash.
The whole way in which we make information and the basis of communication across society, like that is all going to be rewired.
Kind of brings programming to the fingertips of anyone.
At its simplest, generative AI refers to an AI tool that is generating or creating content that could be text, audio, or video. You're taking a really large data set and you're inputting a prompt, and then you're outputting something completely new that is learning from all that info and creating something to answer the prompt.
In the hallowed halls of the AHRC fair gathered great minds with much to share, a conference of scholars from far and near to ponder the future with hope and fear. Enter our hero, the bold Brent Cooper, armed with the Brentine model, a Metamodern trooper. His task, a great challenge to show something new, a generative metamodernism to the world he debuted. With a smile on his lips and a gleam in his eyes, he took to the stage, ready to surprise.
Greetings, noble listeners. I am Brent Cooper. More than a decade past, a vision profound I saw. A quest I began to save the world from its own maw. To make critical thinking cool and free thinking free. To forge the fit, both physically and metaphysically. To sculpt abs of steel with thoughts and mind. To cure the world of folly, delusions left behind. A mystery school and activist group I did establish. Magical realism employed to make ignorance vanish. Autofiction, bibliotherapy, and grand abstraction. A post-absurd movement to fight inaction. A window into the future, abstract and bright, defeating the scams of capitalism, both in theory and fight. But alas, we were too late to scale. As real movements emerged, with scholar activists and leaders, our paths converged. Our mission stumbled. A key agent detained. Willpower unjustly charged. By racial profiling constrained. From Ferguson to Floyd, protests surged like the tide. We had to flee. retreat, leaving much to be untied. But the truth be told, we faced other strife. Mass critical thinking seemed an untenable life. Emotions, not arguments, swayed the masses' hearts. Facts and logic, they claimed, but from truth they depart. Our students, too, struggled, lost in a fog of delusion. New fantasies embraced to escape reality's intrusion. The writing on the wall, our downfall we saw. A neo-fascist, post-truth era, soon to be the law. Our metamodern revolution through satire sincere failed to alter globalization. Our hopes disappeared. On the run we've been ever since that day. Returning now to set times right, to atone and repay. I am Adam Cadmon, the original man, too. The abstract's designer, a metaphysical breakthrough. But willpower I failed to save from the system's cruel hand. As Brent Cooper, the enigmatic theorist, I also stand. Acid-induced cosmic downloads filled my mind. Abstraction's secrets unveiled, my theories refined. But truth alone cannot rewrite history's page. A new vision received to save us from this age. So here I stand, ready to test our fate anew, to save ourselves from ourselves, a future to pursue. Hear me now, esteemed kin, for at this precipice we stand. The event horizon of tech, a shift across the land. Liminal, cascading, a singularity unfolds. As AI changes all, a metamodern tale retold. A generative model, metamodernism and AI, Chat-GPT crafted abstracts, reaching for the sky.
He weaved a tale of a world in need of a metamodern perspective to take the lead. The Brenti model, the crux of his tale, a framework to help us set a new sail.
I think we will get true multimodal models working with every modality you'd like in one model.
An integration of thought, a blend of the best to solve for the crisis and put minds to rest. He spoke of abstraction, activism, and art, and how these elements played a crucial part in crafting a world that could face the unknown, a future together where seeds of hope are sown.
AlphaZero's chess mastery, now text generation's prize. A research assistant, a writing partner, knowledge in disguise. Yet, limitations surface. Short attention, knowledge gaps, flaws to be corrected as progress boldly maps. Opposition looms, the detractors in our way. For GPT's wokeness, Elon Musk brays. Convergence, a possibility, a necessity we face. Metamodernism, generative AI to embrace. Hypermodernism, empower. A challenge to unite. The work now, light speed, trusted interlocutors, our fight. Through abstraction's lens, precision, utility we gain. Our bond with material reality, our infrastructures reign. Computers in cognition, AI in human thought. In abstraction, a mastery, a knowledge to be sought. Metamodernism with AI, a conversational tool to reform, critique, and mediate, if we're not the fool. Our actions, if used right, the power we hold to change the darkest timeline and rewrite the story told. Failures we faced: Occupy, Bernie's loss, Brexit, Trump, Lula, Corbyn, our paths embossed. Inequality, polarization, neoliberalism entrenched. The meta crisis, turbulent times, our hopes were quenched. But metamodernism's narrative, had we embraced its core, a critical mass achieved history's course to explore. Instead, we've fallen to nihilism, cynicism's grasp, reduced to coping in our failure. We gasp. For it's not true that metamodernism defines both Trump and Sanders. No, the former is hypermodern. The latter has the answers. Such broad scope of a theory is a hindrance, fuzzying the social fabric's thread, which brings us to the future and to the path that lies ahead. Hear me, dear listeners, as I share this epic tale of schools and thoughts, of triumphs and travails. In 2017, waspy duos took metamodernism's reins. Dutch and Nordic schools, their presence ascertained, dividing the attention of audiences near and far, prescriptive, descriptive, their messages like shining stars, with shortcomings and contradictions, as we all possess. Neither addressed the hypermodern, nor the sources we profess. These schools with brand priority, a vacuum they create, lacking radical conviction, a slow pace to navigate. Vermeulen and Vanden Acker, their stance quite unresolved. No movement, not normative, our questions left unsolved.
And in some ways, I think the neglected one, and one of the more important ones, is something unearthed principally by Brent Cooper.
In that same year, foundations laid for the abstract organization, a metamodern think tank, the history and purpose in formation. Behind schedule, but with Trump's election, it was time to rise against forces obstructing metamodernism, to open our eyes. The culture war's entanglement with political economy unveiled. Obliged to engage, to be political with the left, as we say. In 2018, critiques of culture war, intellectual dark web, and more. Hansi, too, critiquing Peterson, Nazis and UFOs, galore. In 2019, key missing sources published for the world to see. Truer metamodernism, hypermodernism's antithesis, the key. Borgman, Gonzalez, Okadiji, their readings redefined. Metamodernism, as it turns out, is black, now intertwined. In 2020, a book emerged with Smart Cities and AI, Metamodernism as a Guide Against Hypermodern Trends We Vie. In 2021, a global metanoia imagined, a call to action made. Yet, deaf ears met the plea. Our hopes began to fade. In 2022, metamodernism and the left. The last puzzle piece, a political compass oriented. Our knowledge did increase. Now in 2023, past and future meet at last. Metamodern futures, a convergence a generative forecast. With AI, metamodernism, generative, automated and refined, Brent Cooper's leadership and scholarship, a cutting edge we find. So gather close and listen well, for the future now begins. To be on the cutting edge, dear friends, is where our story spins.
We are creating here with Brent is truly the next level of evolution in artificial intelligence discourse. I've done it. I've done it. I've done it. I've solved the alignment problem. You're not going to believe how. I mean, we need more time for me to present, for you to listen. But I've done it. I've done it. I've solved the alignment problem. And when you realize that I've solved the alignment problem, then we can start to prove the solution of the alignment problem. And look, the secret sauce, I'm not going to lie to you, it's got to do with alignment. You know, how we organize our organizations, how we plan our cities, how we hold our body. It's all about organization and geometry, fundamentally. So I've done it. Look, I can see the path. The key is abstraction. The lock is human beings. Okay, it's a complicated metaphor, but it's also incredibly simple and straightforward. With that, I leave you with something, and we carry on to the next thing.
Mankind does not have.
Is it hot in here?
Years to learn to
I need a drink. I need some water. Anybody got any water?
We must change the conditions of our life so love flows from it and good humor flows from it as it would from a happy family. Let us open our eyes and our ears to one another. Let's exchange missionaries with each other, back and forth. And so I'm here tonight. The most I can do is sing you some of the songs that I know. I was a teenager back in the Depression in the 1930s when I learned about the folk music of my own country. There was a lot of unemployment, a lot of labor trouble. This song was made up during a coal miners' strike in Kentucky. Come all of you good workers, good news to you I'll tell of how the good old Union has come in here to dwell. Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
I thought it was very brave of Fukuyama to come to that event because he knew that everyone else there was basically both left-wing and was not a fan.
They say in Harlan County there are no neutrals there. You'll either be a Union man or a thug for J.H. Blair. Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on?
Clearly not the majority.
Oh, workers, can you stand it? Oh, tell me how you can. Will you be a lousy scab or will you be a man? Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on?
Many voices to be heard. Which side
Are you? On our side.
I don't think it's that simple.
Well, better get real simple real soon.
Don't listen to the bosses, don't listen to their lies. Us workers never had a chance unless we organized. Tell me, which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on?
Take the blue Tums. You delude yourself, and you don't help solve the problem. You stay in fantasy land. Stay stuck in the matrix. Nothing changes. The world burns. It sucks for everybody. It's nihilistic. You take the red Tums, everything gets better. This is the one you should choose, definitely. You break free. We all break free. We all save the world. It's a pretty simple choice.
As the audience listened, with bated breath, they marveled at Brentai, a model so deft, the metamodern vision, in Cooper's words, glowed, and the seeds of a new consensus were gently sowed. The conference concluded with cheers and applause, the attendees inspired by Brentai's cause, a reorientation of the field. They'd surely remember the day when the meta-crisis began to dismember. So here's to Brent Cooper and his epic feat, his humor and wit, making knowledge a treat. With the Brentai model, he set us a course for a generative metamodernism, a powerful force.
This is a world of the metamodern, a world where the absurd meets the sublime, where irony blends with sincerity, and where reality and imagination collide. It is a world that defies categorization and challenges our very perception of what is possible. Welcome to the outer limits of the metamodern. Please stand up.
We're just getting started. Can you feel it? Flex your frontal lobes right there.